On this week's weekly video fishing forecast, we have the latest from Montauk, great sea bass action on the south shore to the west, the red hot tuna action continues, and Fred Golofaro with Matt Broderick have some great tips on getting started with fishing from a kayak. All here at the new Fisherman.com. The fishing news is sponsored by these fine partners. I hope everybody had a chance to enjoy the extended weekend and had a chance to get out on the water. The Atlantic is pretty active right now, and some of that wave action looks like it's headed our way. With the latest, let's check in with News 12 meteorologist Rich Von Olin.
All right, thanks, Tim. Hey, anglers, meteorologist Rich Von Olin here, News 12 Long Island Weather Center. Let's check the weekend forecast, and I'm not really liking what I'm seeing too much here for the weekend. We've got some not so nice weather. Let's see what's going on here. Starting out with water temps all throughout the area, 70s. So, the water's been pretty warm. We haven't had any big cool downs just yet, but we are going to see things chill down a little bit throughout the next week or two with an east wind coming in on Saturday. Notice 4 to 8, 8 to 12. The ocean is going to be ugly with that east-northeasterly fetch coming in. The sound may be okay, but right by the shore, anywhere you go, maybe some surf casting will be okay, but boating, South Shore bays, inlets, it's going to be a little rough. Be very careful. Future cast there Saturday. East-northeast, 10 to 20 miles per hour plus. We're going to keep that going right through Saturday night. Sunday, maybe a little better, a little less on the wind, but still south-southeast, about 10 to 20. And you also got some rain coming in from the west. So this is not going to be an ideal weekend for doing some fishing. And here's the high tides. North Shore for the early morning hours, overnight early on the South Shore. And I just want to show you the wind guru here quickly too. And you can kind of see, here's Saturday and Sunday. There's your weekend. And look at all the wind there coming from the east, southeast. Even got some rain on Sunday. So it's not looking at the best ideal weekend, but make the best of it. Be safe. And of course, lots of fish out there. Better weekends to come. Tim.
Remember, be sure to check out News 12 for the latest weather before heading out on the water. Now let's check in with Toby Lipinski on the latest from the Coastal Kayak Clash contest.
This week saw several changes to the Coastal Kayak Clash leaderboard. New England's Chris Neves reclaimed his top spot in the race for the brand new Old Town Sportsman 136, and we rounded out all 3 entries in the hardtail category, with a few of the contestants even besting their entry and coming in multiple entries on the week. Of course, you can head on over right now to thefisherman.com for the complete leaderboard to get all the details on the tournament, and of course to sign up and get in on the action yourself as well.
Speaking of fishing from a kayak, Fisherman senior editor Fred Golofaro and Long Island managing editor Matthew Broderick have some tips on getting started with kayak fishing.
If you're looking to get into some good fishing this fall and you don't have access to a boat, or the fish are out of reach when you're on the beach, you really might want to consider getting into a kayak. There's a lot of different models out there that can range in price from a few $100s to a few $1,000s for a fully tricked out hull. There's a lot of advantages to fishing with a kayak. You can get into water that's too shallow for a lot of boats. You can access shorelines and beaches that are inaccessible by foot or by vehicle, no parking in the area. So, those are just some of the advantages to a kayak. You don't need a launch ramp for launching a kayak. You can launch from almost any beach or shoreline, although there are some restrictions in some areas, so you want to be sure to check the local regulations.
If you plan on fishing from a kayak this fall, it's important to have all your gear and accessories within easy reach. Safety always comes first when kayaking. Be aware of the weather and the currents in certain areas, and always wear a life vest. And absolutely no waders. Some of the safety equipment you should always have on board while kayaking are the following: a dry bag, a bilge pump, a flashlight or flares, a whistle, a first aid kit, an extra paddle, and always have your cell phone in case of an emergency with a watertight case for your cell phone.
Here's a list of some of the locations around the island where you can launch your kayak. From Montauk, Captain Timothy O'Rourke is back.
Well, it's been a while since I made a report out here in Montauk. We've kind of been pretty busy and we dropped off the radar a little bit. But the end of the season is coming and things are starting to finish off strong. and we're really looking forward to a great fall once the temperature drops and the bait starts to really move. We've had some great reports, pretty consistent all summer long. There's still some tuna to be had just off Montauk, 8 to 10 miles south, 15. Problem is there's a lot of boats now. The bites moved to jigging and some chunking. The troll doesn't seem to be as productive as it used to be. As far as the fluke fishing goes, fluke fishing's really come around. The end of the season looks like it's going to finish strong. Our local angler, Emily Bruno, is currently in the lead with the Montauk Kids Fluke Tournament. She was out fishing with her dad on his charter boat, the Elizabeth II, the other day, and she hooked up with a 10.88 fluke. So looks like she's going to be the winner of the Kids Fluke Tournament 2 years in a row. As far as the light tackle and fly fishing goes, everything's starting to come together. We're getting large pods of bass boiling and blitzing on the surface, plenty of bluefish action, and the false albacore are in the mix. So if you're looking to do some fly fishing and light tackle, now's the time of year to migrate to Montauk and really enjoy it. All right, everybody, get out this weekend, have fun, and enjoy yourself.
From Shinnecock, let's check in with Mike Dean with all the news from the East End.
Thanks, Tim. Hey, everyone. Fall runs off to a great start here around Shinnecock and Moriches. Albies are in. Doesn't really seem to be much of a pattern yet on the tides. Does seem the catches I've heard of, last hour of outgoing, first hour or so of incoming. It seems to like the epoxy jigs better than Deadly Dicks. Buddy of mine, Steve Hyde, had a great day last week. So they're popping up sporadically. Just got to put your time in, and they'll show up. Looks like the wind's going to be a little tough to be doing any run and guns. So it looks like it'll be the jetties to go at them this weekend. Striped bass. Bay bite continues to be pretty good. All those marshy areas stretching, you know, all the way from Southampton to Great South Bay. Been producing on spooks and poppers. Fish are getting a little bit bigger in the surf. A couple of schoolies here and there on bucktails. Nothing too crazy. Night, obviously, there have been a few better ones taken. Bait fishing off the beach. It's produced quite a number of really big rays that are awesome fights. And a few heartbreakers as well. A friend of mine went almost an hour and a half and the line broke. So those should still be around. Fluke, I haven't really heard much of that going on, though they are there, but people that were targeting them from the surf haven't really had too much luck this week. Sea bass continues to be pretty strong. They're there on the reefs, bigger bag limit to stuff the cooler, so get after those. Tuna bite continues to be strong. Buddy Jake Turner and Adam Ross got a really nice yellowfin bite last week. They're at all the usual spots, so if you get a weather window, an opportunity to bounce out of work or whatnot, go for it. So get out there this weekend, catch them up, have fun. We have the best fishing of the year ahead of us. Back to you, Tim. Talk to you next week.
Captain Matt Fitz had a great weekend on Saturday. He told me that the school bluefin tuna south of the Cornborough bit anything you put on the end of your line. And on Sunday, he headed to the Hudson Canyon and found a great yellowfin bite on jigs. With the offshore report, we have Captain Tony Gatto.
Thanks, Tim. The midshore tuna bite remains red hot with yellowfin and bluefin. False albacores have moved in from 30 fathoms and close to shore. To the east, there are reports of much larger bluefin being caught by the Ranger. The name of the game off the edge continues to be swordfish, both day and night deep dropping. Also in the canyon, Bass Bandit charters crushed the yellowfin, mahi, and had 2 wahoos. Closer to shore, the shark action has been dominated by thresher sharks. Mako should soon be coming in on their fall migration, but the threshers can be found on structure 20 miles out and close to shore. Here are a couple of shots of some junior anglers getting it done this week. Great work. Back to you, Tim.
Steigercraft builds boats by the same people that fish our waters. That's why serious anglers choose Steigercraft for their 40 years of boat building experience right here in the Northeast. Visit steigercraft.com for a dealer near you. From the Fire Island area and Great South Bay, let's check in with Captain Al Lorenzetti.
Hey Tim, Fire Island report. Kind of slow pick on inside, but to the west of Fire Island down by Hempstead Reef, good fluke fishing down there. On the Fire Island Reef, it's a pick, but you know, it gets banged up pretty good every day. I had a bunch of trigger fish last week, or this past week, and trigger fishing is good, blow fishing is excellent. Had a pile of those, and you know, there's lots of things going on. The weak fish bite is also hot as well. Heading east, Ocean Beach, West Channel, and even in the bay, north side of the bay, off of Sayville. Excellent week fishing. So there's some stuff to do. Get out there and have some fun, Tim. I hope everybody catches them good, and I'll talk to you next week.
From the Jones Beach Inlet area, we have Roger Boodoo.
Hey Tim, hey anglers, how's it going? Reporting for the Jones Beach, Jones Inlet area here from the YouTube channel, South Shore Angling, Sonic Blue R6. We'll start off right away with the inshore report. Sea bass is on fire. Much bigger fish are being picked up on the inshore reefs by the Hempstead, McAllister, Atlantic Beach. Even the Rockaway's been producing some nice sea bass. But if you want the bigger ones, you're going to want to head a little deeper water by the Cholera or Hard Bottom in the 70 to 80 foot range. And now our limit has been raised from 3 to 7 fish per person. So it's definitely worth the gas and the trip to go out there. And the porgy bites have been super consistent. Lots and lots of porgies to be caught, even on the inside in the back bays, by the bridges, and by the rock pilings. So if you're looking for fluke, still good fluke to be caught. We had a really nice fluke caught in about 70 feet of water in between the Hempstead and the Cholera grounds. And we got hit by a mackerel on the other rig, pulling it up. We got to see the fish at the top, but the mackerel started spinning around, and sadly we lost that fish. But lots of nice fluke to be caught, guys. So get out there and make that effort. But the real action is in the offshore report. We went trolling about 3 miles south of the Three Sisters, and we were trolling for tuna, and I lost one of my 50 wide international rigs. The fish that hit it, whatever it was, snapped my rod holder and pulled the rod right in and broke the safety harness as well. So we can only assume it was either a nice bluefin or a really nice marlin, which we have also heard reports in the area. But aside from that, we've been picking a lot of false albacore out of the area. We've had about 10 of them on, decent sized false albies, and they're all over the place. So the offshore report is really hot right now. The sharking, we ended up sharking the other half of the day, and it's been a little slow. But that's all we really have to report for this week. There's a lot of fish to be caught and a little bit of season left, so get out there, guys. And that's all. Tim, back to you.
From Oceanside, let's check in with Captain Joey Leggio.
Hey Tim, what's going on? Report out of Deb's Inlet in the Reynolds Channel area. The fluke is still holding strong. We still got plenty of fish in the bay. Took my son off the dock yet again, and the kid beat his record one more time. It's hysterical, right here in my backyard. He got himself a 19-inch fish, and he followed up by a 21-inch fish. In the bay, down by Lindell, I was fishing. I took my little buddy, actually my neighbor, little Johnny Luker out there. He had his first keeper fluke and some bluefish. So it was pretty cool. So there's definitely still some life in the bay. I did a couple trips down to the bridge, chumming. The porgy life was there. And also we had the first keeper striper of the fall season off the bridge, and a couple shorts too. But the life is there, it's getting good. The reef still's producing plenty of the sea bass and the fluke. And I heard the report down by the tankers that there was good action, but mostly shorts. Other than that, Hempstead Reef has been producing a decent amount of fluke. And down other than that, the shark issue, haven't heard much about it, but the bunkers have been really thick, so I'm sure there are some sharks around under those bunkers. I did hear one thing, who got that? I think it was Eric Eichen's brother. Oh, Randy Eichen. He said he had a giant cobia on one of the bunker schools, but did lose it at the boat. So there's definitely still a life under the bunker schools, and the life is there, so get out there, fish. School started out, but listen, on those weekends, get your kids out there and get them away from those Xboxes. Other than that, that's the report from my inlet, and I'll talk to you later, brother.
With our fly and freshwater report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Tim. Well, this has been quite the week for me. Monday, Labor Day, my wife and I decided to go out to some of these spring creeks on Long Island, and we caught big fish. We each had about 7 or 8 fish. We even had more on. It was very good. Now, it was the Connecticut. We did have a good time out there. It was terrific. Now, I got up this morning and I said, you know what, I'm not wasting the day. So I got up, went out into the back bays in my kayak, and it was terrific. I mean, I didn't have a lot of fish, but it was terrific. I had a nice fluke and a couple of snappers. It was really nice. Then I decided, you know what, I'm going to go up to the Westchester. I haven't been up there. So here I am, drove an hour and a half from my house, and I fished. This is one of the small streams up here, and it's been very good. And I'm using ants. Ants are the fly. Now, if you want to learn more about these streams up here, a short drive from Long Island, well, come into the shop. I'm not going to tell you all the streams, but this book right here will have them all listed. This is Fly Fishing the Croton Watershed. Highly recommend it. Stop it at the shop. I'll help you out. Listen, get off these couches. Winter is going to be coming soon enough. Let's get out there, and so tight lines, everybody.
Captain Mike Sentry has the latest from Staten Island.
Thanks, Tim and Fred. Captain Mike MG here. Well, folks, it has been one epic offshore tuna season thus far. First off, in our backwaters, bass legends Captain Albert Story and Chuck Tillman Manny have been producing quality bass this month. Things are definitely heating up in our back bays. Christopher Lee, aka the Warlock of Tuna, has been putting a beating on both yellowfin and bluefin tuna this season thus far. And the season's far from over, folks. Closer inshore, Captain Guy of Crunch Charted has had a lot of success on inshore mahi trips. And these bulls are definitely big. So get out there with him, book a trip, catch a bull of a lifetime. Last week, my good friend Mike Ryan sent over a catch that surprised all of us. A giant barracuda caught only 25 miles from shore. Well, folks, get out there, get off your couches, have a good time. Tight lines, Captain Mike MG.
Remember, like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tap on the bell to be notified instantly when we post a new video on YouTube. And of course, be a subscriber to the Fisherman magazine to be part of the Kayak Clash contest and win this Old Town Autopilot kayak worth over $4,000. Check out this video's description on YouTube for all the related links and more information. And please support our correspondents by visiting their website and social media pages. Looks like fishing may be tough with the east wind, but hopefully you can find a spot in the lee and bend those rods. Be safe and check in right here next week at the all-new fisherman.com.